which is why Detective Harmon noted, and I quote, "very suspicious," in his official incident report. Very suspicious. He wrote that. The mug had been moved, not far, 8 inches, perhaps 10, but it had been on the left side of the sink that morning. She was certain of this. She had placed it there herself, handle facing the wall, the way she always did, the way she had always done it. For 4 years, the way she had always done it. When she returned from her walk at 11:14 a.m., the mug was on the right side of the sink, handle facing outward. This was the evidence. Investigators would later note that Daniel had been in the kitchen that morning. That Daniel, when asked about the mug, said, and I am paraphrasing here, that he did not really think about mugs, that he might have moved it, that he was not sure why this was a thing. There was one witness, the neighbour's cat, which had been sitting on the fence at the time of the incident and had, by all available evidence, seen everything. The cat did not come forward. A source close to the investigation described this as, quote, typical. The mug was later identified as a promotional item from a 2019 conference. It depicted a cartoon lighthouse. It did not belong to either party. No one knew where it had come from. This detail was considered by investigators to be the most suspicious thing of all. The case remains technically open.
Observed now for the first time in nearly 8 years of study, the reluctant departure ritual of the domestic male. He has said goodbye. This is certain. The word was used. Physical contact was initiated. A brief pressure applied to the upper arm of the host. The host responded with mirroring contact. The farewell was, by all observable criteria, complete. And yet, he has not left. He stands now in the doorway, liminal, threshold-bound, one hand on the door frame, his coat already on. He is speaking again. The content of this second speech is unclear, but its structure is familiar. An anecdote, possibly unrelated to anything that came before, offered as tribute or delay. The host nods. The host is patient. The host has been patient for many years. A third goodbye is now being prepared. It will contain a phrase such as anyway or right then, a linguistic starting pistol, fired, but not yet run from. What drives this behavior? Researchers hypothesize that the domestic male experiences the threshold as a kind of ambiguity, neither inside nor outside. He is briefly unaccountable to either world. It is, perhaps, the only moment in the day when nothing is required of him. At last, movement. He turns. He steps onto the path. He lifts one hand without looking back. The backward wave, catalogued across all cultures, offered always to the air behind him, rather than the person watching. He takes as he goes a small roll of cello tape from the bowl by the door. He did not come for the cello tape. He may not know he has taken it. He will not be back for it. And yet, there is something almost tender in the taking of it.
And you will need a box, not a large one. Medium, the size a person uses to move kitchen things. Smaller than a removal box, bigger than a shoebox. You know the one. Start with the practical items, books that are yours but you don't particularly want. The phone charger from the second drawer. You have 2. And this one is the worst of the 2, so leave the good one. A mug you don't love. There's always a mug you don't love. The box should feel about half full at this stage. That's correct. That's where you want it. Now, the things you came for but keep not taking. A photograph from the third shelf. The one where both of you are looking somewhere else. A book you lent that was never returned and that you don't actually want to read again, but that has your name in the front in your own handwriting. Take it. It has your name in it. One afternoon in the middle of the week is best for this. Not a weekend, not a Sunday. Weekday light is different. It doesn't ask anything of you. You can work in it without feeling the weight of it. This is important. Do not fill the box to the top. Leave room. A box that is too full becomes difficult and heavy, and you will resent it on the stairs. A box that is just under full can be carried with one arm, which frees the other hand for the door. Seal the box. Do not write anything on the outside of it. You know what's in it.
Okay, so I called because I have a very specific question, and I want to be very clear that I am fine. I am completely fine. I'm calling at 2:14 in the morning because I had a question, and I'm fine.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Is it normal? And I am asking this in a very clinical way. I am asking this as a research question. Is it normal to keep buying the same cereal that someone else liked, even though that person doesn't live here anymore? Because I've done that. I've done that 3 times now. I keep buying it, and then I just have it there in my cupboard, and I don't even like it. I don't like that cereal. I'm eating cereal I don't like in my own home. That's a thing that's happening.
How long ago?
7 months. And this is the part where I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear that I'm not upset about the main thing. That's fine. That's done, and it's fine, and I made my peace with that. It's just the cereal is it's a bit much, isn't it? To keep buying the cereal. And I thought, I'm going to call and ask someone about this because the cereal has gone too far.
Is it the cereal?
No, I think it's, I think I keep buying it because it makes the cupboard look like it used to look. That's what I think I'm doing, and I go, oh, that's a bit sad, isn't it? I go, that's a bit sad. That someone can just, that there's a gap and you're filling it with cereal. That's what I'm doing. I'm filling a gap with cereal at 2:14 in the morning.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. I'm going to go now. Thank you. Sorry for calling.
Don't be.
No, she never came in when I was working on it. Not while it was happening. She'd look from the kitchen window sometimes, but she never said anything. She gave me that, the not saying anything. I've always been grateful for that.
What was it in the end?
A birdhouse. Isn't that something? I'd never built a thing in my life before that. Didn't have the patience for it, I always said. Too slow a project. I like to see results. But then we knew it was going to be a harder year. And I thought, I need something to do with my hands. In the evenings. Something that doesn't. Something quiet. I did a terrible job of it, the first one. Lopsided. The hole was too big, which apparently matters. Different birds need different hole sizes. Did you know that? I didn't know that. So I looked it up. I went to the library and I looked it up. And I learned which birds we'd have in our garden and what the measurements should be. And I started again. Second one was better. Third one was quite good. By the fourth I thought, well, I think I understand this now.
Do you have any regrets from that time?
I regret I didn't start sooner. That I told myself for 30 years that I didn't have the patience. I had the patience. I just hadn't tried yet. There are 11 of them now, in the garden. I put them up after she went because I thought she'd have liked that, liked knowing they were being used. The great tits nest in the third one from the fence every April. Same pair, I think, or their children. I like that. I like that something keeps coming back. I like that I made something that something comes back to.
We found this tape in a box at the back of a community hall clearance in the autumn. There was no label, no name on the box. We don't know who he was. We kept it anyway.